Sunshine, everyone. The weekend is upon us. 6 o'clock here on this Friday. Jason riding solo with you this morning. Alicia is out. Let's check in with Ben this morning. Ben, the weather cooperated for last night's Beyonce concert, which was great to see here.
Yeah, and that's apparently why everyone's off this morning, is they're sleeping in. Apparently it was a late show, but apparently it was awesome as well. Visibility this morning, not going to be a huge issue for the downtown metro core. You can see visibility is pretty good. Princeton showing some lower visibility thanks to some very patchy areas of fog up there. Usually we need visibility about a mile or less for it to start to impact your drive, and that's not really the case around here. We're seeing improving visibility for areas up north, Grand Rapids up to 5 miles, still about a quarter mile in Hayward. So some parts of central and northern Wisconsin seeing some patchy areas of fog, but overall not a big deal. Radar satellite pretty clear this morning, just some mid and high level clouds buzzing on by. And as we head into the afternoon, the first of a couple of weak weather systems will be moving through. First one bringing us some spotty showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. And we're in this northwesterly flow pattern the next couple of days. And behind this first system, there's a slightly stronger wave that'll give us a slightly better chance for some showers and storms as we head into tomorrow. So your main weather headlines: mostly sunny start the next couple of days, better chance for storms later tomorrow afternoon, some brief heavy downpours possible, and then a heat wave begins next week with a string of 90s in the forecast. Let's take a look at your drive this morning. Things relatively quiet on the roads. Green means good. Let's take a look at some of these traffic times here. Westbound I-94 looks like speed limit or even just slightly above speed limit drives, with your drive from Hudson to St. Paul taking about 14 minutes. Crosstown traffic as well. Speed limits between 60 and 70 miles per hour. It's taking you 7 minutes between the cities. Jason?
All right, Ben, thank you very much. 6:02 and developing right now. We're getting brand new images of a house explosion in Scott County. This left one person injured. It happened in Jordan on 1st Street and Broadway, a few blocks away from City Hall. We've been tracking the story here for the last 9 hours. Eva Anderson is there right now with a first-hand look at the damage as the sun comes up. And Eva, it's pretty devastating out there.
Jason, just 9 hours ago, this home was fully standing. Now you can see it is just in shambles. Investigators say it was likely a natural gas explosion that caused the home to be damaged. And I want to take you over here, actually, just so you can see how widespread the damage is. There's debris all over the parking lot, and in fact, damage on a lot of the cars nearby, and even some of the windows in the home neighboring the one that is a total loss. As you mentioned, one person was injured. However, thankfully, the 3 people who were inside, including that person, are safe and expected to be okay, as are 2 dogs that were also rescued during that time. They told police that earlier in the day they had some work done on their dryer, but as of right now, they still don't have any information on what exactly may have led up to this natural gas explosion. In fact, just to kind of give you perspective of where we are, we're a block down from City Hall, right away from the main drag here on Main Street. So it's kind of near a very busy place in town. In fact, I just spoke to 2 neighbors who live right across the street, and they said that their home shook. One of the women was asleep at around 8:30 when it happened, and she said she woke up and their whole apartment shook. So again, what happened here was felt even across the street, and she said her friend who lives a block over from that even felt it as well. So that's what neighbors are telling us, that this is obviously, you can see the damage that it caused and even some effects a few blocks away. Jason?
Oh, really scary for folks there in that neighborhood. All right, Eva Anderson reporting live for us this morning. Thank you very much. In 4 hours, we're expecting to learn new details about last week's deadly shooting that killed a Fargo police officer. Investigators say they'll release more information on the now dead shooter, including a possible motive. A week ago today, police responded to a routine crash when the shooter, Mohammed Barakat, started firing multiple rounds. 2 officers were injured, and St. Michael native officer Jake Wallin was killed. A Fargo police chief says Wallin was cremated in his uniform and will be under watch by the Fargo Honor Guard until the funeral tomorrow. The services will start with a memorial at Pequot Lakes High School, followed by a private graveside service in Nisswa. And next Wednesday, a public celebration of life will be held at the Shields Arena in Fargo. In the last 24 hours, we've learned the man brought in to help crack down on crime here in Minneapolis is retiring. Here's everything we know this morning.
Good morning, I'm Danny Spiewak. The city's first community safety commissioner, Dr. Cedric Alexander, says he's going to retire in September. He's going to end up spending only about 13 months on the job, even though he was appointed to a 4-year term. Alexander says he's not leaving for any particular reason, but says that he came out of retirement to take this job with the city and that he is going to go back into retirement, splitting time between his home state of Florida and also visiting friends in Montana. Alexander oversaw the implementation of a new public safety strategy known as Operation Endeavor, and he leaves as the city comes under oversight from both the state and the federal government.
Minneapolis is moving forward with a plan on the future of the 3rd Police Precinct. In the last 15 hours, the City Council passed a proposal to move 1st and 3rd Precinct officers into the former Century Plaza building downtown. The mayor and staff will now review the plan, reporting back by September. Right now, Minnesota is off to a deadly start to the summer on the roads. In fact, the deadliest in 10 years. Transportation safety leaders blame 2020 when the world shut down during COVID. They say people got used to the fewer cars on the roads and safety just went out the window.
Our transportation system is based on the principle that everybody follows a set of rules. And that's exactly what we need to get back to. It's going to take a lot of work. But I believe in my heart that most people do want to be a good driver.
Transportation leaders also hope money will help. Lawmakers just okayed a $2 million project to decrease speeds on 2 high-risk roads in rural areas. This morning, an increase in the number of guns detected at U.S. airports is prompting reminders from the TSA and local airport police. Nationwide, the TSA says it detected 3,300 guns at security checkpoints so far this year, which is up from last year. At MSP, airport police say 31 guns have been found by TSA during that same time period.
It amazes me that someone can walk up to the checkpoint with a loaded gun in their purse or backpack and not know it is there. If you do not know where your loaded firearm is at all times, you are not a responsible gun owner.
Now, travelers caught carrying a gun could face a fine of up to $15,000 as well as charges. So if you need to travel with a gun, officials say to put your weapon in a hard locked case and bring it to the airline ticket counter. An update in the last few hours on work being done on the new pavilion and restaurant over at Bedeh-Makaska. We're told construction should be complete by September. Crews just finished landscaping, the boat launch, and indoor finishes as well. The kitchen build out for Pimento Jamaican Kitchen begins this week, and work still needs to be done on outdoor concrete, the ceiling, and electrical mechanical systems. New indoor bathrooms are scheduled to open next month. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, consider checking out the Aquatennial. Day 3 of the celebration kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. You can head to Waterworks Park for an indigenous market. There's also a big cardio class at the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. And also don't forget the Twin Cities River Rat Show. There's a lot happening tomorrow as well with the Warehouse District Live with food trucks and free activities. It all wraps up at night with the big fireworks show. And speaking of fireworks, check this out, everyone. Video of Queen Bee taking over Huntington Bank Stadium from Sky 11. Thousands of people filling the seats of Beyonce's one-night show at the bank. And she changed up her costumes again, this time donning a purple outfit out there. It was a beautiful night. Let's check in with people who were there. Beyonce Legion posted this picture of Beyonce's new purple outfit, which is the perfect nod to Prince, of course. Makes sense. And then Blue Ivy took the stage with her mom. She has been killing it out there. So adorable. Of course, the crowd went crazy when Queen Bee mentioned Minneapolis.
Now, you had mentioned before the show you had a friend who got front row tickets.
Yeah, so she flew in from Oklahoma City, stayed here, wanted to go to the Beyonce concert. Yeah. Tickets were a little bit cheaper here. Ended up going to the concert, asked for an upgrade, and she got an upgrade. And I was looking through her social media videos, and she sent me pictures right there. She said Beyonce looked at her at one point. They made eye contact, and now they're friends.
They connected, right?
Yeah, now they're best friends.
Yeah, so movie theater.